Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Top Notch Celeb. Here are 10 ways Tupac changed the world. Let's get into the video. Number 10, he changed the way rappers are seen in movies. The first movie Tupac starred in, Juice, changed the way people saw rappers in movies. He played Bishop, a troubled teenager who turns into a cold-hearted killer and goes against his friends. Not only does the movie show what life is like in Harlem in the 90s, it was the first time a rapper truly gave a great dramatic performance. According to Rolling Stone, but Shakur, who studied acting while attending high school in Atlanta, commanded the screen with an effectiveness that no rapper turned moonlighting actor had managed before.
How would you characterize yourself in the past? What does immature mean to you?
I was immature. I did things without...
Number 9, he transformed the meaning of thug. For so long, the word thug had a negative connotation when people heard it. That completely changed after Tupac released his music. He produced the album Thug Life Volume 1 with a few other rappers and created an iconic acronym for it, The Hate You Give Little Infants Fucks Everybody, according to Rolling Stone. At the time, it seemed like an unnecessary variation on the gangster trope that dominated West Coast rap at the time.
And you can see the lessons that I missed when you talk to me. You can see where I haven't had a father when you talk to me. You know what I'm saying? You can see where I spent a lot of my time in the streets when you talk to me. Because
Number 8, he was a master at storytelling. Tupac had the gift to tell the story into a way that made you feel like you were seeing what he was seeing. According to NBC News, he also had a real complexity to him. There was a side of him that just wanted to let it all out and cut loose and not care about consequences. On the other side was that social conscience, showing all the facets of what life was like in the ghetto as a young black male, telling stories that he hadn't been heard, and speaking out for the black community.
what about my morals then? What about my character then? You know what I'm saying? In 2 years that I start raising noise, that I start being publicly viewed, I've had a record. And now it looks like I'm a criminal.
Number 7, his songs address issues in society. His song Changes is one of his most famous songs that addresses issues in society. The song has samples from the 1986 hit The Way It Is by Bruce Hornsby and The Range, and reuses lines from I Wonder If Heaven Got a Ghetto, which was recorded during the same year in 1992. According to ABC News, Hornsby's 1986 track addressed issues of poverty, classism, and racial segregation, all things that Tupac experienced firsthand growing up. Number 6, his powerful voice grabbed people's attention. Singers and rappers use parts of their body to produce different sounds, such as using their head to produce a high-pitched voice or their stomach so their voice is deep and loud. In the documentary Tupac Shakur, Thug Angel, one of Tupac's producers said, Slick Rick rhymed from the nasal palate, Nas from the back of the throat, and Pac from the spit of his stomach, which is where his power came from. He was inspired by powerful speakers like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Number 5, he created the first rap pre-prison album. In November 1993, Tupac was charged with sexually assaulting a woman in his hotel room and had to go to jail in 1995 for 9 months. But before he was in prison, he finished another album, which showed all of the emotions he felt facing jail time. Released in May while Shakur was incarcerated, Me Against the World is arguably his most concise and moving work. It found him making peace with his mother, Afeni Shakur, on Dear Mama, and ruminating over his mess of a life on Lord Knows. Number 4, his time in prison inspired him to create songs that would cause change. Tupac's 9-month sentence motivated him to make even more music that would inspire change. According to ABC News, he came out of jail firing shots. He had a lot to say and made a huge amount of music in his time. He dived into a world of gangster rap, formed a new group called Outlaws Immortals, and signed to the notorious record label Death Row Records. In terms of his approach to production, he wasn't focused on the musicality of the songs. Instead, he had a real urgency to make music. Number 3, he was the first rapper that made people think he was alive even after he passed away. Tupac fans have always had this theory that he's still alive even after he was shot in Las Vegas in 1996. According to Rolling Stone, no other rapper has generated a legend as profound as the Don Illuminati, the 7-Day Theory, the 1996 album that fueled widespread belief that he had somehow survived the Las Vegas shooting. There was a speculation that Pac called himself Machiavelli to evade his antagonists, much as the political theorist Niccolo Machiavelli had claimed to do in The Prince 5 centuries earlier. Number 2, he recorded tons of songs. Tupac was one of the very few artists who were talented enough to create multiple songs in one day. He usually recorded about 3 songs a day and produced 150 songs in the last year of his life. That's not including all the other songs he recorded. According to Rolling Stone, before Lil Wayne flooded the internet with his Drought and Dedication mixtapes and Lil B bragged, "You're not a real rapper until you make 1,000 songs," hundreds of tracks from Shakur's Death Row sessions appeared on compact disc. Number 1, his music is still influencing people today. Even though Tupac passed away in 1996, his music lives on and the lyrics of his songs are still inspiring people now. According to Shifter magazine, today many artists seem to be the product of corporate engineering, with their artistic talents taking a back seat. Tupac's legacy reminds us that creativity and art are important, and so is his message. When so many people are worried about their personal brand, he also reminds us to be ourselves and to not let others define who we are. Thanks for giving us a lot to think about, Tupac, even after death. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.